What's going on, Giants fans? Today was a great day for the Giants. Sean and Sean here talking Giants football. Um, so today we want to go over the Joe Judge press conference today. Uh, we're gonna have a couple things. We're gonna go over quotes uh, that that he said, during the press conference. We're gonna also go over what John Mara said. So we got a pretty good video right here. We're gonna get very detailed into this interview because it's got a lot of good information in here. What did you think about the interview?
Yeah,
so
I
far?
thought it was a great interview, guys. Basically, Joe just commanded the room. You know what I mean? This wasn't like no fake, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. He was straightforward with everyone. Commanded the room, thanked the Maras and Tishes and Gelman for giving him the opportunity. And clearly what he said, this is an opportunity.
Mhm.
An opportunity he's been waiting for his whole life. And he didn't bullcrap anybody. He has a vision. He talked about accountability. He's going to hold the players and the coaches accountable. They're going to play hard. It's going to be smash mouth football, punch him in the face. He's going to be he talked about being a good teacher because he's a teacher by trade and a good leader, and he wants his coaching staff to be the same way. Then he said he's going to be making the fans happy and proud of the team.
Yeah.
North Jersey, South Jersey, New York, and all the Giants fans all over the country. So, you know, you won't have to worry about a guy getting up there in front of the New York press with nothing to say or unsure about himself. This is a very confident man who's sure about himself, and he is a football coach.
Yeah, when I watched the press conference, while I was watching, I was reading what some of the reporters and people fans of the Giants were saying. A lot of people were like, man, I'd run through a wall for this guy. I mean, the guy came out with a lot of enthusiasm. He straight to the point. He's a very serious guy. He even talked about yesterday. He's like, man, we're getting straight on this coordinator situation as soon as possible, getting his coaching staff so they can get ready to go early, so they can get prepared for this next upcoming couple months because the NFL draft is going to be coming up soon.
Yeah,
So
they got the Senior Bowl,
all
free
that.
agency. He's got to talk to all the guys on the team. Now, he's in the process of interviewing coaches. He's got to talk to the current guys on the staff, and he wants to talk to the players. So he said, I'm going to talk to them each one by one because every guy on the team has a role. And everybody that's on the team currently, he says, is an important key part of the team. So he wants to talk to them.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that I was reading over a couple of these quotes. One thing he said, this is from Coach Judge. He said, what I'm about is an old school physical mentality. We're going to put a product on the field that the region will be proud of. So what he's pretty much saying in this quote is he's gonna put the best players out there. I mean, it doesn't matter what the situation is. He's gonna put whoever is the best that day, whoever's the best during the whole week. He's gonna put them out there. He's not gonna fool around and say, "Oh, let me see how this guy does." He's putting the best product out there, and he's not fooling around. I mean, the guy is serious. Even when he talked about draft players compared to Shermer's like, some of these guys might be backups, some of these guys might be starters. This guy's like, I'm putting the best out there. So if this guy's the best player, if he's a 6th round pick or he's a 5th round pick and he's the best player, free agent, trade, if they're performing, he's going to put them out there. That's just how he's going to do it.
You said every day you got to come in and fight for your job, and that's how it's going to be. It's almost like an open competition. So you got to. He's telling the players, you come ready, come to work hard, play harder than the guy in front of you if you want to earn that starting spot.
Yeah, and
outplay you.
Yeah.
The guy.
Another quote Judge put out is he said, "I want this team to reflect this area that's blue collar, that's hard work." So what he's saying here is during practice, during games, pre-game, warm-ups, he wants the guys giving maximum effort. And he also stated that during practice he's gonna have live tackling, everything. He's taking it full, like all the way,
guys,
full
man.
drive, man.
It's real football.
Pedal to the metal. Another quote he said, I worked for two great coaches. He worked for Bill Belichick and Nick Saban. There wasn't a day that I didn't come home with a full education. So what he's saying here is every day that he was in that, when he was in those organizations, whether it was Alabama or when he was with the Patriots, it was always he was learning something every day, learning a different technique, or it could be a different style of coaching, like what they're doing, a different drill, everything, something new every day that he was learning from these organizations. And that's something that I look for, like I look into as like a fan. I'm like, wow, he's learning all this new type of stuff, and it's going to benefit him in the future as well as the next team that he coaches for, which is the Giants now.
And he talked about players. He wants the players to come in every day, be ready to play. Read your playbook. If you're not sure about something, make sure when you're in those coaching meetings, your position meetings, that you're sitting there learning. He said he's going to be going into each meeting, because that's what Bill Belichick does. He's always going into each coach's meeting to make sure the coaches are teaching the players and they are learning, so they are in great positions when they're out there on the field, and they will be successful. And what Joe Judge said is, we're going to win, okay? We're going to work hard so we can win. Like, he's basically telling you, you will not be embarrassed of this team. And that's what's been going on. And Sean will tell you, like, John Mara and Tish, they felt that this team was embarrassing the Giant fan base.
Yeah, and also about the coaching. If you watch the Alabama games or you watch the Patriots, you always see Belichick. Once that series is over for offense or defense, he's coming back to the benches and talking to those players. What did they do wrong? What they do right? And how they could get better at what they did. So that's one thing I really enjoy hearing and seeing when I'm watching that. Another quote he said is, discipline on your team is very important to me. So discipline. He's making these players accountable for what they do every day during practice, off the field with their family, everything they do. He wants to be serious, cut to the chase, flat out, all hard work, everything. It has to be straight to the point.
Yeah, he wants you to represent the New York Giants in a positive way on and off the field. Okay, and just basically that's where he was coming from. And like some of the things that John Mara, who spoke like before the meeting, and he spoke with a couple of reporters. John Mara said this is basically, he had the greatest coaching interview that he ever had, interviewing a coach, when he interviewed Joe Judge. He said he was very, very impressed, and he thought it was, the guy just hit every point. He checked every box that Dave Gettleman, Kevin Abrams, and Steve Tisch, that were all in the room when they were interviewing Coach Judge, and they said he knocked it out of the box, and they felt very confident about him. That's why they hired him as the next coach of the New York Giants.
Absolutely. And one thing I also want to point out that Judge said, he said, you don't build the Empire State Building by washing the windows. You start by building from the foundation up. So what he's saying is, when he's building this team, he's going to start from the ground up. And so whether it's, most likely starting from the trenches, moving back and forward, I believe in this guy. The way he talks in these press conferences, he really sounds like he's going to be awesome with this team. He really looks professional. The way he talks, the way he answers questions, he's looked absolutely perfect so far for the Giants.
Yeah, he was very, very prepared for this interview. He talked about where he grew up in Pennsylvania. He talked about how his dad was his coach and taught him and instilled in him about hard work and determination that will pay off. He talked about when he was at Mississippi State He talked about when he was a grad assistant. He talked about some of the other colleges that he coached at, whether it was like Alabama, Birmingham, or something like that, or all the places that he'd been and that he learned, even from a legendary coach, Jackie Sherrill, when he was at Mississippi State, and what he taught him too.
Mm-hmm.
So he's learned from some great coaches. He's going to do it his way. He's not going to try to act like he's Nick Saban. He's not going to try to act like he's Bill Belichick. He said, I'm Joe Judge. I will not be coaching the offense or the defense or the special teams, he said, but I will have coordinators for all three of those. But he said he will be implementing his style within all those positions, those systems.
Absolutely. Another thing I want to go over, this quote was from Steve Tisch. He said, the more homework we did, the more Joe Judge's character stood out. He's a man of tremendous character. And hearing that from Steve Tisch, I really enjoy that because I would love to see Steve Tisch more involved with this team, getting to know the team a little bit better. And just reading this, I mean, it seems like everyone in this organization loves him, man. And I'm really looking forward to what he puts out on that field coming Sunday when the season starts. It's going to be an exciting season, and there's a lot of stuff going on right now for a lot of rumors, I should say, for the coordinator position. But one guy that's been whirling around is Freddy Kitchens. Now, Freddy Kitchens, as you guys know, was just fired from the Cleveland Browns after one season after being a head coach. Before that was a running back coach, then moved to offensive coordinator. Now, a lot of people say, Freddy Kitchens, he did a terrible job. But if you guys remember from Baker Mayfield's rookie season, even though I'm not the highest on Baker Mayfield,
I'm not a big
but one thing I can say is Freddy Kitchens, his play calling that year was really, really, really good. Now, it also what helped is Baker Mayfield broke the rookie touchdown record. So I think Freddy Kitchens had a lot to do with that. But when he became the head coach, it was a little different because you have more responsibilities as a head coach, and he was just on that offensive side, and he was calling the plays. So he didn't get to manage the game as properly as he should have. So that's a candidate that's out there right now. But from all the other stuff that is going on, I feel like this is the most proper one that you should follow. I don't like Jason Garrett. He's out there,
well, I think he'd be,
and I would love to have him, but I have to be the sources have to be very correct for me to believe into that. Because, there's been a lot of different stuff going on of who they're going to bring in. But Freddy Kitchens right now is in the conversation. I believe Joe Judge is going to talk to him very soon. So we'll see how that
goes. And he'll collaborate with Dave Gettleman. I'm quite sure Dave Gettleman would give a bit of his input into guys that he should just take a peek at. Dave giving him full authority to pick his own coaching staff, which is very important because you want to pick the guys that you feel comfortable with and the guys that you're going to go to war with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So also, one of the things that on a positive note that I said that was great that Joe Judge did is that he kept the special teams coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Thomas McGaughy.
Yeah, Thomas. And he did a great job the past 2 years with the Giants special teams. They were very good. So I'm glad that he was able to be kept on the staff, and I think he's a bright young coach who has a future too. So as we move forward, like Joe just said, he's got a lot of work to do. He said that he believes there is talent on this team, which there is.
There is.
I think there isn't. There is talent on the team. And the thing is, in the NFL, it's made to turn around quickly. You can be 4-12 next year, 8-8, 9-7, or 10-6. It's just up to the coaching staff and the players. And he said he's going to work tirelessly every day with his coaching staff to have these players ready and prepared to go out there and make the fan base proud and perform well out there as a New York Giant.
Yeah, I look at, for example, Sean McVay. if you guys remember, when he came to the Rams, everyone, is like, oh, Jared Goff, he's not good. They don't have a really good team built around him. And Sean McVay comes into that organization within 2 years, changed that team around, and look, they went to the Super Bowl. So at this point, I believe anything can happen. I mean, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what Joe Judge does, and we're gonna see what happens with these coordinators. From my perspective, I think the Giants are gonna try to get this coordinator situation done. If not Saturday, I'm hopefully thinking Sunday, because they kind of the NFL. I feel like they're trying to get these coaching situations done as quickly as possible because they don't want it to interfere with the playoff stuff. So we'll see how it goes, Giants fans. You guys stay tuned. Follow the Twitter at S_C1313. We will have this video out hopefully tonight, not tomorrow morning.
And all the other Giant websites, go in and put a comment, like our page, write your comments. We want to hear feedback from you, okay? Because it's important. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving parts. Things are happening very fast. You got the playoffs coming up, and then there's coaches on those playoff teams that Joe Judge and the Giants organization might want to talk to. So they got to get on this quick because the Senior Bowl's coming up. And you got the combine, free agency. Before you know it, it'll be April and it'll be time for the draft. So things are going to be happening fast. They got to get on it. They got to get things in gear here.
Yeah, and if you guys have any video requests or you have questions, please leave them in the comment section. We will definitely get to those answers. You can also get in my email. It's carpfromny@gmail.com. So you guys stay safe, Giants fans. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Go Giants.
Giants.